Every week we are joined by the Victorian Police, a different area or a different department. And this week...
We are. And you know what? I am never short of amazement of how many different departments there are of the Victorian Police.
Well, that's
this one
the cool
is
thing.
serious, though, Jace.
They are recruiting as well, remember, whether it's Dog Squad, General Duties, Highway Patrol, or from the Special Operations Group. These are the boys that are not here to muck around.
Oh, my gosh. Look at the outfits.
Okay, well, they're not costumes.
No, they're not here to muck
costumes.
around.
Good morning,
No,
lads.
they're not costumes. I said uniforms.
We have team leader
Morning, guys.
Ben from the Special Operations Group joining us this morning. Morning, Ben. He's just taken off the helmet. Morning, Ben. I'll get you to boost that mic. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks for having us.
Morning, Ben.
Now, I'll be honest. I've been
Oh, my
trying
God.
some...
You're scary looking.
I know. I was going to say I've been trying some gags on the boys, and it's a tough crowd.
You guys are some of the most serious within the Victorian Police, but when we were talking about having you in, I said to Jace, I'm sure they're all just big teddy bears inside. And Jace got to meet you before I did, and Jace was like, you know what, loves? I don't know if you're right about being teddy bears. These guys are tough.
How long have you been
Are you
doing
big
this for?
softies at heart?
Well, Jace did try and walk in while I was getting dressed, so we got off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, that was my bad. How long have you been in the force, Ben?
I've been in for 15 years in the
Right.
police force, and I've been at the Special Operations Group for 8 years.
Right. How many years would someone normally be in the police before they can move to special operations?
Look, it really varies. Historically, we probably wanted more experienced police officers, but we do recruiting of really junior members now. So
Right. Okay.
you can be as little as 2 years in the police force.
Really?
And if you pass the selection program, then you'll come to the unit.
Yeah, right.
And Ben, for those of us who aren't really familiar, which is probably a good thing, with the Special Operations Group, what exactly do you guys do?
Yeah, well, I heard you guys use the example before about the SWAT, so that's probably one that everyone can understand.
Yep.
The SOG is classified as a police tactical group. Every state has one. Every state and territory has one. And our main role is as a counter-terrorism response.
Right.
So, look, thankfully that stuff doesn't happen every day in Victoria. So we spend our time chasing some of the worst offenders around Victoria, mainly because they're using and carrying firearms.
Right.
And that's what we do.
So
Right.
let's say if I try
And is there a lot more of that happening than we actually hear about, like behind the scenes? Because we obviously get some stuff reported in the media, but I imagine there's a lot more going on that we don't know about.
Yeah, I think so. Look, we arrest over 200 people a year.
Really?
So
Jeez.
that's a job every few days.
Wow.
And
Yeah, right.
you probably only see a handful of those high-profile ones actually make the news, yeah.
So if I, hypothetical, I try and pull off a bank job in the city, right, and I hold it up with hostages, would I see you boys?
Hopefully you wouldn't see us, but we'd be there.
Oh, do you see how frightening that is? Jesus. So, and I imagine there's different positions in the team. Like, is there a sniper, for example?
Yeah, we've got specialists. So once you're at the unit, you can specialise. We've
Yep.
got snipers, which everyone's probably heard of.
Yep.
We've got tactical canine handlers, breachers, and medics
Right.
in the team. We've got specialist roping and rappelling capability, airborne and water operations capability. Yeah, so there is specialties within the team.
Yeah, right.
Ben, you've got something like this very calm presence about you. Is that part of the training, or is that part of the profile of what they're looking for when they're trying to find you guys? Because I imagine you have to keep your cool under extraordinary amounts of pressure.
Yeah, it is a high-pressure job, and I suppose on the surface maybe I do seem calm, but we react the same as every other person when a stressful situation happens. But it certainly doesn't help us in a stressful situation to lose our cool, so
Right.
we try and keep a level head. But
So, for example, when like you order Uber Eats and you find out the driver's on a push bike, not a car, do you?
you know what?
Like-
I become more enraged at an Uber driver than I do on a counter-terrorism operation.
Sorry, I was just going to ask. Massive story, obviously global story. The assassination attempt on Trump. You guys would have looked at that and pulled it apart, surely.
I was glued to the news.
Yep.
I was watching Clint as he broke it down.
Yep.
And I don't know why he just couldn't commit to calling it an actual assassination attempt instead of a possible, because it was pretty obvious at the start. But
Yeah, right.
I would love to be a fly on the wall in that debrief, because I even saw some AI generated stuff about Trump turning his head and how close it actually was.
Really?
Yeah.
He was, it would have been a good
Yes.
night.
Have you not seen that, Jace? It's
No.
fascinating. But do you look at things like that and think, how the hell did that guy get on the roof and they didn't notice? Because looking at you, Ben, you would have spotted him.
Yeah, well, America's a different beast. We train for every worst possible situation, obviously. But
Yep.
I've got a huge amount of faith in our snipers. So we would like to think, however I wasn't there, we would like to think we'd have that covered.
A huge amount of faith in
What's
our
some of the
snipers.
crazy, crazy training and pressure tests you guys have to go through to get into your position?
So probably the most well-known within police is the selection phase of the course. So it's a 10-day selection phase, and really that's where we want to break down the individual to see what their true character is.
Yep.
If they're successful during that selection phase and they're deemed suitable, then they'll most likely come on board in a training capacity. So
Yep.
we'll teach them over 13 weeks. We'll then teach them. But I would say that selection phase, for the first time that you do it, and I'm grateful I only had to do it once, is one of the biggest eye-opening things. Yeah.
I
Oh,
commend
wow.
you guys for the job you do, but also having to go home to a family after some of the bad stuff that you guys would have to do must be incredibly tough. Is it hard to leave work at work?
It is. I've got a young family.
Yeah.
And I suppose I prioritise trying to detach from work as much
Yeah.
as I can. So get
Yeah.
home, really invest in the kids, make
Yeah.
sure I'm, present for them. It is hard though. I just use that drive home. Usually after a job, the adrenaline's high.
Yeah, I bet.
To decompress, put on a bit of music.
Yeah.
And hopefully when I walk in the door, I'm good for my most important job, which is dad of 3 young kids.
Oh, because are you allowed to talk about what happens in your day? Because I know that, like, you hear about whatever our equivalent of the Secret Service is. I don't know if that's what it's called here, but you're not allowed to talk about it. And so you guys must hold, because there's so much confidential information that you're dealing with. You must have to hold so much in and deal with it on your own. Is that tricky?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Look, we're not allowed to share a lot of information about the jobs that we do.
Yeah.
I suppose we're fortunate that a lot of them go well, so we don't celebrate the success of those jobs. Really, it's just on to the next one. So
Yeah.
you just internalise that feeling of success, and that's what brings you back to work the next day for the next job.
I'm just looking at all the gear you're carrying on you. It's very different to the walkie-talkies I got from Tandy for the kids. Can we just quickly go through the gear? Because you've got scissors on there as well.
Oh,
on
yeah,
the vest?
they're my trauma shears, so if you're injured, I'm going to cut your clothes off.
Oh, no, this is a new shirt. If you could just gently take it off me, that'd be great.
Yeah, so obviously we carry firearms.
Yep.
There's no secret. You can see that.
Well, you
as
got
you're standing
2
there.
guns on you that I
so
can
I've got
see.
an assault rifle.
Yep. Oh,
And a
sorry, the
sidearm.
song just started. You can pause to a leap.
You're
We're going-
wrapping me
no,
up.
I'm not wrapping you up, mate. You can stay on the air for as long as you want, Ben. Absolutely. All right, so what else you got on there?
We carry spare ammunition, a taser, some stun grenades, some capsicum spray,
Yeah, right.
and some
Wow.
radios so we can communicate to each
So
other.
I've seen, and bear with me, I was watching Bad Boys with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, and they threw in is it stun grenades?
Yeah.
Right, so they go in, they let off a huge loud bang, and then is it a flash, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So
And they're louder than you can ever imagine. Like,
yeah, right.
They're so loud.
I'm going to take your word for it. Hey, we're going to go to a song. When we come back, I know you were involved in a very famous case in 2021 here in Victoria, which included 2 young children being kidnapped. It's a full-on story. We're going to come back and chat about that. But just to go into the song, I've got something, if you want it, to take back to the training facility. I'm not sure what you guys use as target practice. Can we bring in the oversized?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bring in the target suggestion. So Clint has just done a photo shoot for Men's Health, and we've got a giant cardboard cutout.
Now, do you reckon
that shred's worked?
your
Clint.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it?
it hasn't it? Do you reckon your snipers could shoot those abs off in one go?
That's a sniper's dream right there.
Yeah.
We are on the air with the Victorian Police this morning. The Sog Boys are in the house. More with them right after Dua Lipa on Nova.
That's the sound of the police. You first start talking.
Jason Lawrence.
Answer me!
Probe the Popo.
Tell me what you know.
My favourite segment. Every couple of weeks we get a different area of the Victorian Police in. This morning we've got Ben, who is the team leader of the Special Operations Group. These are the SOG boys that get dispatched to hostage negotiations, terrorist dramas. Are there any
all the really serious stuff?
Ben, is there any girls in the any females in the squad?
No, not in our unit. So we work closely with other specialist units, and we do work with females that are in those units. But yeah, no females been able to pass our selection phase yet.
Yeah, right.
Interesting. Hey, just quickly.
I was just going to say, I've seen Lauren in full flight up against her partner, and she would be a very good weapon for the Victorian Police.
Yeah, no one gets away from me.
There's definitely some untapped skills out there.
Hey, Ben, just quickly, do you ever get scared? Has anything ever frightened you? Because you guys are so tough.
Yeah, you probably get a little bit caught up in the pressure of actually doing the job, but
Yeah.
we react the same as any other person. So there's certain times that I've been in situations and I've thought, yeah, this might be it for me, especially when you're
Really?
driving at really high speed or, you're jumping out of a helicopter. Like, it is quite dangerous. But we just react normally like every other person. We're not immune to... We still put our pants on one leg at a time in the morning, so we're not immune to any of those feelings.
But
Wow.
if the moment comes and you get the green light to take someone out, you'll do it, no hesitation. Can't say?
No, they absolutely can't.
No hesitation.
Oh, no, hesitation.
It's what I said before, mate. They will take you out and go and get some nuggets. It's what they do. There was a famous story in the news in 2021 here in Victoria. Take a listen.
He went to the family home in Melbourne's eastern suburbs and waited for his ex-boss to leave before breaking in armed with a knife. He bound and gagged his wife and two kids, aged 3 and 5, before kidnapping the children for 11 hours.
Ben, you were part of the crew that was responsible for rescuing the kids. Do you remember the job?
Wow.
Yeah, I'll always remember that job. It'll stick with me for a long time. Great result. Obviously the result we wanted, but certainly pretty tense day in Melbourne that was.
So he'd stormed in and taken the kids hostage.
Yeah.
And did he have a weapon?
Yeah, he did, yeah. So the actual kidnapping, I won't go into too much, but it was pretty traumatic for the kids and for the mother.
I bet.
And pretty violent. So we knew from the outset that it was a serious job, a kidnapping, and that's one of our main jobs that we deploy to, is those live hostage jobs. So yeah, we were deployed almost straight away.
So just on that, like, say if it's a hostage situation, because a lot of the time we'll be watching on the news and the standoff can go, I don't know, 10 hours. And being naive as a person at home, sometimes we're just like, just bloody go in and get them. Is there a time period?
Not necessarily. Look, there's certain times where the hostage taker will do something that forces us to act, but we'll always approach something from a negotiation, safety first point of view. Like, at the end of the day, we want everyone just to come out peacefully and alive. Yep. But make no mistake, we're ready to go if it goes south, and we need to act.
I mean, you guys do such an amazing job in protecting people and keeping us all safe. Is there like an expiry date for you guys on how long you can do it? Because it must be so stressful. Do people only last in this job for a certain amount of time, or are there people that have been doing it for tens of years?
It really varies. Like, I've been doing it 8 years, and I think the key to lasting in the job, especially this role, is just having that balance. So making sure, as I said before, that you can go away from work and really detach, and you've got something worthwhile to invest in away from work, because like you're saying, Loz, if you just commit to work 100% of the time, you'll definitely burn out. Like, you won't last.
But let's be honest, from a fitness level, there's no Senior Sergeant Tom Croydon part of the SOG squad, is there?
He may have been in a previous life.
But now he's got a desk job, because there's some chubby cops out there. I've seen them and I can sack, because I am one.
They're not doing this job.
No, they are not doing this job. Well, can we just say thank you for the work you do? Honestly,
Yes.
And
So brave.
will you guys be travelling interstate when the Olympics are on?
The Commonwealth Games.
Oh, Commonwealth Games, sorry.
Yeah, we do. We help our interstate counterparts with major events like that. So they've come down and travelled and helped us before with recent events, and hopefully we'll be able to support them the same way.
Yeah, right. And just finally, this is just for the police nerd in me. What vehicles do you guys get around in? Can you say?
I'll say four-wheel drives.
Okay.
I feel like you should be in a tank in that outfit.
Not a
I feel like
Santa
you should
Fe?
We've got armoured vehicles. We've got some armoured vehicles.
What's the name of the big armoured
The
truck?
Bearcat.
The
The
Bearcat,
Bearcat, yeah.
right.
You look like a Bearcat guy, Ben, in that outfit.
Is that an
I could
order
see you in
or a
Bearcat.
manual job?
It's an auto,
It is auto. Good.
and it's left-hand steer as well because they're a big
Is
American
it?
company, Lenco.
Heated seats?
No.
No heated seats.
Oh
in
my
there.
God, Chase. Does it fit through the drive-through? That'll be his next question.
Does it fit through the drive-thru? Well, look, Ben and the crew from the Special Operations Group, thank you so much for coming in, boys. We really appreciate it.
And thank you for everything that you
Yeah.
do to keep us safe. You guys do an amazing job. We love the Victorian Police.
Hopefully you don't see us through a scope anytime soon.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Good on you, mate.
Jason Lauren. Jason Lauren.
Wake up feeling good.
On Nova 100.
Jason Lauren.
Follow them on socials.